Hi everyone, my name is Samantha and I'm here today to share with you some new research relating to pancreatic cancer and how it's diagnosed. So unfortunately, pancreatic cancer is a tricky disease to detect, and usually by the time it's detected, it's already in the late stages of disease progression, which makes treatment very, very difficult. So this makes everyone ask the question, is there anything we can do that would improve how pancreatic cancer is diagnosed so that we can have better treatment outcomes for pancreatic cancer patients? So the answer to this question may lie in a small molecule called CA19-9. So CA19-9 is actually an antigen, and what antigens are there substances that are foreign to the body, which means they're not supposed to be there, and they cause the body's immune system to become active and produce antibodies. So antibodies are like a police search dog. They sniff out the antigen they are looking for so they can attach to the antigen and tell the body, hey, like this isn't supposed to be there. So because this CA19-9 antigen is only found in pancreatic cancer cells and not normal pancreatic cells, researchers wanted to see if they could use that to possibly devise a way to target the antigen so that they could find pancreatic cancer cells earlier. So what they wanted to see was that if they could take the antibody and label it so that when it's injected into the body, it would target the pancreatic cancer cells that produce this antigen, and then that would show up on a PET scan. So PET scans are what doctors use to diagnose diseases in patients, and what they do is they inject a substance into the body, and depending on the makeup of that substance, the substance is attracted to different activities in the body. And the collection of that substance at that particular area causes a bright spot to show up on a PET scan. So then doctors can visualize the area and make a proper diagnosis. So now that we have that kind of background information, we want to know, did this actually work with CA19-9 and the pancreatic cancer cells? So what researchers did was they took mice that had been genetically altered so that their immune systems did not work and injected them with pancreatic cancer cells. And this injection caused a tumor to form. So in each mouse, there was a tumor that had the CA19-9 antigen present and a tumor that did not. So they took the antibodies that they had labeled with a substance and injected that into the mouse. And then they took images at 3 different time points to see if the antibody was actually targeting the antigen and showing up on a PET scan. So what they found was that the tumor that had the CA19-9 antigen showed up at all 3 time points on a PET scan. So once they had these images and knew that the antibody was targeting the CA19-9 tumor, they took the tumors from the mice and blood samples so that they could measure how much antibody activity was actually occurring. So what they found was that the tumor had 5 times the amount of antibody activity than in the bloodstream. So this is what allowed for the images on the PET scan to be shown, because all the antibody activity was centered at the site of where the tumor was, which caused the bright spot to show up on the PET scan. So then they also found, which was really important, that the tumor that had the CA19-9 antigen had 20 times more antibody activity than the tumor that did not have the CA19-9 antigen. So this was showing that the antibodies that they had marked with the substance that shows up on the PET scan was actually targeting the CA19-9 antigen and not just targeting the pancreatic cancer cells in general. So this was showing that we could possibly use CA19-9 as a marker so we can find pancreatic cancer cells in the body. So this is a huge step forward in how pancreatic cancer is diagnosed, but unfortunately, a lot of research still needs to be done. Obviously, this was one of the first trials of this, so many more need to be done before it can be used in patients, but it just is showing that there are many steps that are being made so that we can possibly help people with pancreatic cancer have better treatment outcomes because they can be diagnosed earlier. So I just wanted to thank you all for listening, and I hope you are as excited about this research as I am, and you're looking forward to seeing what's in the future for pancreatic cancer. Thank you again. Have a nice day.